have the 4-hour price chart for Super Microcomputer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. So as we can see here, the share price decline continues. We have seen a bit of a bounce here recently, but we will be sort of drilling into the lower time frames here to get a closer look at what exactly is going on. But the rallies that we have seen, or the price movements higher that we have seen, have been fairly short-lived. As we can see, just sort of quickly on the 4-hour chart, we're starting to come into some resistance here at these declining moving average lines. So in particular, what we're really looking at is this 20-period exponential moving average, this shorter term time frame on the 4-hour chart. This really has been containing share prices here and sort of preventing rallies from extending much further in the upward direction. So there are some important price levels that need to be watched, and we will sort of be drilling down here a bit so that we can see some exact price zones that can be used for trading strategies going forward. Just one final point before we look closely here. I do want to mention the fact that this longer term indicator reading in the relative strength index does remain negative. We are starting to roll over a bit out of oversold territory. So that is a little bit of a positive move here. But I just want people to keep in mind that, this longer term trajectory here does remain focused on the downside. And this does suggest that, the main momentum reading here is still focused in the negative direction. So, overall, trading volumes here have been declining, but we do have some very important earnings releases this week, a large series of them. Several important names, many Mag 7 companies are reporting earnings this week. So I do expect these sort of slowing trading conditions to start to change here relatively soon. So next, we will sort of drill down into this hourly chart, hourly price chart. To just sort of take a closer look at this sort of range here that's developing. So previously, I have pointed out this sort of false breakout that did occur previously. This would have occurred, this would have been roughly the 20th of June, where prices did reach highs above the $1,000 mark. So, at the very least, we know that the stock is capable of posting those types of highs. But once we reached here, this price move proved to be unsustainable. And we did start to see a series of broader declines here. Currently what we're looking at here on the downside is a price zone that comes in, just below the 660 mark. This is another area that we've been watching relatively closely here in these super micro videos. It is an important price zone because this also marks a longer term Fibonacci level. Anybody that's interested in a further analysis of that can probably go back to the prior videos on the playlist where I cover that a little bit more in depth. But currently, what we're seeing here is a, sort of a triple bottom in this area, roughly the 660 area. And the bounces from here have been minimal. We really have not seen many bounces here. And when they do happen, they're relatively short term in nature and small in size. So here we can see that, prior rallies from here really only generated highs of 730, just above 730. And now currently this area is coming under pressure once again. So we're getting into another trading range here at these lower levels. And this does suggest that these resistance zones that are being created by the exponential moving averages, they'll continue to move lower, and these are going to start heading into this trading range here relatively soon. So, for the most part, we do need to pay attention to the earnings releases that are coming up today. After the bell today, we do have earnings from Apple and Amazon.com. So, these are obviously very major names, Mag 7 companies that are reporting earnings today. And this is likely to influence sentiment here within the technology space, at least for the remainder of this week. I mean, I think that it will be longer than that. I think that we could see influences here, extend, well into next month, if not the entire summer. I do actually think that this current trading week is probably the most important trading week of the entire year. So, this information is going to be very critical in determining whether or not we're likely to see a bounce here or not. If we're going to start to sort of pull out here a bit, we can go back to the 4-hour time frame to just get some of these lower price levels. And here we can sort of see why I was calling attention to this 618 retracement level. That would be this light green zone here. We have seen that this was a prior low and it's a Fibonacci zone, so we're coming right into that area again. So this is why this area is so significant. And if we do see a daily close here, or even a weekly close below here, that would be a pretty bearish event, and it would suggest that we're in for some further declines with this stock. So on a Fibonacci basis, if we continue to move lower here, there's really not much activity here within the price chart to support prices. I mean, if we lose this 660 level, this has sort of been my line in the sand with this stock for quite a while. I have been watching this area for quite some time. And it's mostly due to the fact that there's not much else in this area. I mean, you're in sort of a desert in this area, as far as potential support zones. So there are no moving averages coming through here. There's no sort of historical support zones, layered through here. So really all we have at this point is this Fibonacci support zone here, which would be found at the 78.6% retracement of this dominant price move here. I'm sort of looking at the distance here with this white line. This would be the distance of the price movement. And if we do reach this 503 level, 503.70, this would suggest that we have given back then 78.6% of this entire trending move. So that's a significant price move, and it's really the only major Fibonacci zone left before the stock reaches its full 100% retracement, which, believe it or not, I mean, I understand this is probably hard to believe here at this point, but that would actually put us closer to the 305 level if we did retrace this full move. I find it hard to believe that we would reach that point. I mean, that seems a bit catastrophic in my view. So I don't really think that we'll get there. But these are the reasons that this current level, this 660 level, is so important. I have been watching this as sort of my line in the sand here. So below here, we're going to probably see some follow through. So, a lot of this is going to depend on how Amazon and Apple sort of report their earnings. Last night's number from Meta Platforms was a very strong number. So that's another Mag 7 company. But as we can see here, it's really not doing much to support prices. And that's probably because the market is still waiting for these results from both Amazon and Apple. So if we can see positive numbers there, I think that we could start to see a turnaround here, but a lot is going to depend on these numbers that are released tonight. So here's the current market analysis for Supermicro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.